So our first demo story will follow a what-if scenario to see how easy it is within Adaptive to plan as a team. To that end, we'll imagine a very common situation where you're asked to make a change at the last moment. The first budget pass is complete, and corporate wants to know what happens to net income if you, the sales north manager, hires a sales rep earlier than originally planned. We will plan in our browser inside an Excel sheet for all of you who really just cannot let go of your spreadsheets, as well as guide the occasional end user and look at data that is consolidating at the flick of a switch. To begin this what if scenario, we'll head over to Adaptive, and I've already logged in as our Sales North manager. We'll visit the application menu and open up a version variance report. Notice that all figures in the report from top to bottom for the most part are identical between the two versions. There's no difference between budget and pass one, my completed budget version, and the working budget version is what we're about to change. Now let's go ahead and make the adjustment. We'll travel over into our personnel planning sheet. Go to that third new hire and advance their hire date to the start of the next year. Heading back to our report, we'll refresh the data immediately. And see that advancing the hire will increase net income in the department by over 9%. We want to communicate that difference to our teammates, so we enter a line note directly onto the report. Then we'll send an email so that they can enter Adaptive right at this report location. First, we need to save the report, and then we can email it. And we're done. That's how easy it is to plan as a team with Adaptive. With the power of Adaptive, all of our plans are fully interconnected in this example of best practice driver-based modeling. A change in sales rep headcount can immediately impact our plans for revenue, cost of goods sold, operating expenses, and capital purchases. We can see that the change in sales rep headcount has affected our allocated costs as well. We'll receive a greater share of IT and training costs with adding additional headcount earlier in the year. Incredibly, you can also see this impact on the balance sheet, cash flow, and other financial metrics. Because all of our calculations are done in the cloud in real time, we never have to wait to see the completed results. Now, during our what-if example, we adjusted one date in a single sheet. However, at any time, your users can navigate to the Sheets menu to access any data entry template they may require. The list of sheets is completely configurable and reflects the financial statements and supporting schedules that your organization requires to build a plan. Even better, all of your data entry sheet templates sit in the cloud, and they're available here in the browser which we're using Chrome, but also inside of Excel. End users can choose to perform data entry through the browser of their choice or through Excel. Adaptive does not play favorites. There's no additional overhead for the planning administrator, and end users enjoy the flexibility to plan where they want. Here we'll open up our personnel sheet and log in. You'll see that once refreshed, our third new hires date has changed. But now what we're going to do is we'll update the comment. So now we'll say we're hire for beginning of the year. And we'll push that change back into Adaptive by submitting. Once that change is saved in Excel, we can always come back to our sheet, refresh, and see that updated notation inside of the live instance. Excel for planning is very popular for those who travel. You can download an Excel template of any of the live models, work on it on a plane, somewhere that maybe you don't get internet access, and then once you're hooked back up to the web, you can push those adjustments from your Excel template back into the Adaptive instance. And for the novice or occasional users, the Adaptive Suite includes a process guide capability. Planning administrators can create step-by-step lists tailored to a user-specific role with links directly to that location in the business model where their attention is required. We will travel to our process screen. Notice that the comment we just saved in Excel is now visible in the browser. Our end users can plan, communicate, and collaborate seamlessly using the interface of their choice, Excel or the browser, without any additional effort for their plan administrator. To finish off the what-if scenario, let's now log in to Adaptive as a power user who is all allowed to see the data for the whole organization. So we will log out, log back in as that power user, and go back into our what-if financial statement and cash impact report. As before, we were on the Sales North level, but now what we can do is we can toggle by changing one of our parameters to the consolidated view, not only on Sales North America, but we can go all the way up to total company. Rerun the report, and now see what advancing that one new hire has total impact to the company. So we can immediately see that advancing that hire means an increase of net income of almost 1%. You don't have to wait for someone to email or check in a file. You don't have to run a batch process or click a button to calculate a cube and wait for that to complete. Only Adaptive, every time you click save, every sheet, report, and dashboard from the bottom of the organization to the top immediately reflects the change. Since there's no waiting, planning cycle times shrink dramatically. Your organization won't have to compromise between getting it done on time and getting it done right. Adaptive gives you the ability to get it done right and get it done in record time. When it's this easy to enter data, you see immediate results. You collaborate with team members and communicate your insights. You really can plan as a team in Adaptive. Only Adaptive can you achieve the productivity goals that you're looking to make up to an 80% reduction in the time spent on low value tasks. And that's what success looks like. When users have easier access to financial information, improved data analysis, and better alignment across the company.